Jalen Hurts turned the ball over and gave up points. Patrick Mahomes never turned the ball over, and the offense for the Chiefs never gave up points. Let's talk. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to SmashDaLikeTV. If this is your first time joining, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. Also, when you get the opportunity, make sure you smash that like button. This is called SmashDaLikeTV, so please smash that like button for me. All right, let's get into it, y'all. So we all know the Philadelphia Eagles took a L, man. A close one, you know. Wasn't like they got blown out, but they lost, unfortunately, to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, a lot of people in discussing the game and, you know, breaking down the game, analyzing, you know, what took place on Sunday, you know, everybody's trying to find blame. You know, somebody has to be accountable for why the Eagles squandered a win. So people like Jonathan Gannon is being blamed, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, who's no longer the defensive coordinator. He's now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. But a lot of people is blaming the Eagles' former defensive coach. A lot of the players, you know, are getting blamed for just not performing. And you know, what is known as the biggest stage. But what I'm not hearing a lot of, and I think, and before I get into this, a lot of people are blaming also Nick Sirianni, the coach, for certain decisions. And, you know, a lot of blame is being put on coaching, the players on the defense mainly. But nobody is really taking a look at Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm not going to come on my channel, shoot a video, and bash Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to do that. Quite frankly, I think everybody is avoiding blaming him because of how well he performed. I think anybody with two eyes could see that Jalen Rose went head-to-head with who could be considered the Steph Curry of the NFL, which is Patrick Mahomes. Just as good as Steph Curry shoot that three ball, Patrick Mahomes can match him in passing the ball in football. So I always say that Patrick Mahomes is the Steph Curry of NFL. So Jalen Hurts went head on with Patrick Mahomes, who's considered, you know, one of the best passers in the whole NFL. So I think a lot of people is hesitant in trying to blame Hurts. I'm of the mindset that I feel like accountability supersedes everything. Now, of course, the defense could not stop Patrick Mahomes throughout the game. I mean, there were times when the defense made the Kansas City Chiefs punt. The defense did stop them and forced them to kick a field goal, which the Chiefs missed. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of blame on the defense, because that defense, for the first time, saw a great quarterback. We have not played a great quarterback all season long until we got to the Super Bowl. And pretty much that's going to be the basis of this video. But before I break that down, I just want to say that, in my personal opinion, although Jalen Rose did not mean to turn that ball over, it was still a turnover. And all season long, he's been avoiding that. That's why the Eagles had such a good record, because we weren't playing good quarterbacks and we weren't turning the ball over. That was a recipe for success for the Eagles all season long. No turnovers, and we weren't playing good quarterbacks or great quarterbacks. And when we did face good quarterbacks, we won. But, I mean, those quarterbacks weren't considered great when we think of people like Patrick Mahomes, or even the young man from Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is his name. So, yeah, even a quarterback like Joe Burrow can be considered great, because he's already made it to the Super Bowl, and he was about to get back to the Super Bowl had the refs not called that late hit and the Chiefs kicked the field goal and went into the Super Bowl. So Eagles haven't faced any great quarterbacks. Maybe we faced a couple of good quarterbacks, but we haven't faced great quarterback play or good quarterback play throughout the entire season. All right. So my mind state is that when Jalen Rose turned that ball over, that was the difference. We lost by 3 points. So had he not turned that ball over, the Eagles would have won the game. And I think people really don't want to state it that way. I think people don't want to pinpoint to that turnover as the sole reason why we lost. But in the grand scheme of things, it really is the reason why we lost. I feel like the defense did a good job. I think Jonathan Gannon did the best job he could do against a great coach in Andy Reid and a great quarterback and leader in Patrick Mahomes. I don't think there's any team on the Eagles schedule throughout the regular season that comes close to quarterback play that Patrick Mahomes can demonstrate on a Sunday. I'm going to take some time to go through the list of quarterbacks that the Eagles face from the regular season through the postseason. So week 1, the Eagles faced the Detroit Lions. They faced Jared Goff, and they won that game 38-35. Jared Goff is not a great quarterback. Some people might not even say he's a good quarterback, but I guess that could be argued. But we know he's not a great quarterback. Week 2, the Eagles faced Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins and won that game 24-7. And I think we all know that Kirk Cousins is a fairly decent quarterback. Just can't get over those humps. But he's not a great quarterback. Week 3, we faced Trevor Lawrence. All right. And although Doug Peterson is a decent coach, we all know Trevor Lawrence, he's still trying to come into his own. Now, they did make the playoffs, the Jacksonville Jaguars, but Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks before he was able to get himself together and allow himself to move forward with a little bit more accuracy for the Jacksonville Jaguars to win that playoff game that they won. But we're not going to sit here and say he's a good quarterback as of yet. I think he still has more to prove. Kyler Murray, we faced Kyler Murray in week 4. We beat Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is actually on the decline, and it doesn't seem like Kyler Murray has a lot of support out here in the national media or even from his teammates about his character and the manner in which he goes about his work ethic when it comes to the game of football. So I don't think right now Kyler Murray is even considered a good quarterback at this point. Cooper Rush, we faced him and the Cowboys. I don't think we're going to sit here and say Cooper Rush is a good quarterback, let alone a great quarterback, and the Eagles won that game. We faced the Steelers. Kenny Pickett was the quarterback. I'm not going to disrespect Kenny Pickett, all right? But we all know that Kenny Pickett is not the caliber quarterback that is going to take your team anywhere near the playoffs. He still has a whole lot to learn in this game. David Mills from the Houston Texans. We beat them 29-17. If you recall during that Texans game, the Eagles that wasn't an easy win. David Mills, no disrespect, but most people was going to ask the question, who is he? David Mills is not a good quarterback. Taylor Heineke. We faced Taylor Heineke and the Washington Commanders. We actually lost that game. We lost that game in Philadelphia, 32-21. Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke is he's serviceable. I don't know if he's a good quarterback. Not a good quarterback, really. Matt Ryan and the Colts, we faced him after Washington. 17-16 was the win. Hurts had to make a miraculous play at the end of the game where he did run in for the touchdown, but we only won by 1 point against Matt Ryan, who should probably be called Matt Lyon because he's actually lying to the coach, making it seem like he can still play quarterback. Matt Ryan is not a good quarterback in this league anymore. After that, we faced Aaron Rodgers. We beat Aaron Rodgers 40-33. Okay. We want to say that Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback. I think we can do that. Is he a great quarterback? I think we can still say he's a great quarterback. Either one of those can fly for Aaron Rodgers right now. I think we still can say he can pass that ball, right? Efficiently and effectively. At a good, great, some people might want to use elite level, okay? But we can just say that Aaron Rodgers is, we can put him with Mahomes and all those individuals like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with the next week. After Aaron Rodgers, we face Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans. I was actually at that game in Philly. We beat them 35-10. It was an easy win. I watched it. I was there. You know, Ryan Tannehill was not having a good game. I don't even think we expected him to have a good game. Ryan Tannehill is a serviceable quarterback. Not good, not great. Daniel Jones from the Giants. We beat them 48-22. I'm not going to trash Daniel Jones. I think he's doing the best he can. Shoot, you giving a starting quarterback job, who's not going to take that? So I think he's been doing the best he can, given his skill set. They did make the playoffs, so I'm not going to trash Daniel Jones, but come on now. Daniel Jones is not a great quarterback. He's still even trying to become a good quarterback and consistent quarterback. So we're not going to sit here and talk about Daniel Jones like he's somebody that people got to worry about in the league. No disrespect. Justin Fields from the Chicago Bears, who has not been getting good ratings. You know, we barely won that game, 25-20 in Chicago. It was a cold day, but look, it's cold in Philly too. So I don't want to hear excuses about the cold. We only won by 5 points playing against Justin Fields. All right? After that, we didn't see Jalen Hurts for 2 straight weeks. Remember, Jalen Hurts got hurt in that Justin Fields Chicago game. So for the next 2 weeks, Gardner Minshew played. And guess what? Soon as Hurts exited, we lost 2 straight. Okay? We lost 2 straight. We lost to Dak Prescott, 40-34. Then we lost to Andy Dalton and the Saints, 20-10. Hurts come back. The final game of the season, the regular season, played against Davis Webb, quarterback of the Giants, and won 22-16, which a lot of people in Philly was a little bit nervous about that win. They didn't think that we beat the Giants impressively, considering we had our team out there against their third stringers and the Giant third stringers and things of that nature. So we went from Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Cooper Rush, Kenny Pickett, David Mills, Taylor Heineke, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, Daniel Jones, Justin Fields, Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton, and then Davis Webb. Those were the quarterbacks that the Eagles faced during the regular season. I would sit back and say that out of the regular season, I would pick Kirk Cousins as a good quarterback, Aaron Rodgers as a good quarterback, and some people can even use great, and Dak Prescott as a, if you want to call him a good quarterback, I'll go with, I'll be okay with that. They do get to the playoffs a lot. They just don't win. But that's 3 quarterbacks, all right, out of 17. All right, 3 quarterbacks out of 17. So when we move into the postseason, guess who we face again? Daniel Jones from the Giants. Fairly easy opponent. We beat them 38-7 in the playoffs. Guess what? After that, we face Brock Purdy and then Josh Johnson, because we knocked Brock Purdy out the 49ers playoff game. We beat them 31-7. Then ironically, we get to the Super Bowl and face the first great quarterback we've faced all season long. And what happened? We played a heck of a game, should have won, but we didn't. Because the one person that we depended on all season long, who did not turn the ball over, but turned it over in the Super Bowl, Okay, he didn't turn it over all season long, but turned it over in the Super Bowl. And because of that turnover, that was the reason why we lost. And I think a lot of people don't want to pinpoint that. They want to pinpoint Jonathan Gannon for not having defensive schemes such as blitz packages to kind of disrupt the offense. They're blaming Nick Sirianni for missed opportunities. They're blaming the defensive players for not making plays. If you ask me, I'm not going to blame Jonathan Gannon. I think even though we didn't play, even though we only faced 3 good quarterbacks out of 17 throughout the whole regular season, I still feel like Jonathan Gannon did a well enough job defensively to make sure that we did not lose to inferior quarterbacks. Now, when we got the opportunity to face who is possibly the best quarterback in the league, which is Patrick Mahomes, can we all be honest, everybody? The Eagles played a decent game, even defensively. If Jalen Hurts did not turn that ball over and that Chiefs player grabbed it and ran it in the end zone, if that never would have occurred, the outcome would have been different. It could have been different. Patrick Mahomes, who's known to throw interceptions, who's known to, make turnovers here and there, he avoided that. He avoided turning the ball over, and Jalen Hurts didn't. And I'm going to say something to everybody that don't want to blame Jalen Hurts. I bet you Jalen Hurts is blaming himself. I feel like he's a man of accountability. I feel like he can't move forward without being honest with himself. So I personally believe that what I'm saying, that the turnover was the biggest takeaway from the game, I think Jalen Hurts feel the same way, and I'm actually anticipating the next season. I think Jalen Hurts has that type of work ethic where he's going to always fight. I mean, look at the adversity he's been through in college, right? So I always felt like he would be a good NFL player because I just feel like he's made of the right stuff. He's cut from the right cloth as far as trying to persevere and be resilient. I don't think he's looking at this Super Bowl as a major setback. I think he's really blaming himself. And I think he's saying to himself, had I not turned that ball over, we would have won. I think he felt like everybody else did their job and he didn't hold his end of the bargain. All season long, he didn't turn the ball over. And everybody kept saying, coming into that game, whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win the game. Well, come on, everybody. Let's not start blaming the defensive coordinator now. Everybody knew that whoever won the turnover battle would win the game. Well, the Chiefs won the turnover battle. And not only did they win the turnover battle, they scored off of our turnover that Jalen Hurts committed. So as much as I love Jalen Hurts, and as much as I know that even after that turnover, he proved to everybody how bad he was, because we still was in position to win. He came right back, scored, and listen, he was going back and forth with Mahomes. He just messed up that one opportunity where we could have really scored and kept our foot on the throats of the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's my take on everything, man. Like, I didn't really want to drop too many videos about our Super Bowl run. I really wanted to just be calm about everything. I really wanted to just enjoy the season. I didn't want to be too hyped. I felt like a lot of our Philly fans were arrogant once we got to the Super Bowl, thinking that we were just going to smash the Chiefs. And I'm like, they're facing a great coach and a great quarterback. They're not just facing a great quarterback. They're facing a great coach and a great quarterback, so I wasn't arrogant about beating them. I thought that we could win, but I also knew that we were going up against the best quarterback that we saw all season long. So that's my take on it. I'm not blaming the defensive coordinator. I'm not even sitting back really blaming Jalen Rose entirely. I'm just being honest, saying that turnover was the biggest takeaway from the game. Minus the takeover, the Eagles would have put themselves in a much better position to win that Super Bowl. And it would have taken away from the fact that the refs blew blew the call at the end of the game by throwing the flag. I mean, they could have just let that go. They've been letting it go all game long. But nobody has to focus on things like that had Jalen Hurts, not turned the ball over. So that's my take, y'all. Listen, drop the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about my viewpoint. You know, I'm an Eagles fan, and obviously I love Jalen Hurts, but I just have to be honest. He turned the ball over and gave up points, 6 points, and then the extra point made it 7. And Patrick Mahomes did not turn the ball over and give the Eagles points. And that's really kind of the difference of the game. No matter how you slice it about the defensive coordinator not doing this and doing that, the defensive coordinator did have the Kansas City Chiefs punt. He did have them kick a field goal, and they missed the field goal. I mean, you know, I think they did the best they could do. Jalen Hurts needed to do a little bit more. He should have just done what he's done all season long and not turned the ball over. And I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do. All I'm saying is that's what happened, and that's what hurt the game pretty much. All right, so that's my take. Jalen Hurts, don't know if you'll come across this video, man, but you know, I roll with you, bro. But I'm a man of accountability first, and I believe you are too. So I think you'll sit back and say, you know, and I think you probably did already. Something telling me Jalen Hurts is the type of personality that's sitting back saying, I should not have fumbled. Had I not fumbled. And I truly believe he's still saying that to himself. That's going to eat at him, and that's going to make him a better player, a better quarterback. And that's how I feel. So drop in the comments, you know, let me know about my take, man. You know, am I looking at this the wrong way for saying that Jalen Hurts turnover is the biggest takeaway? Or do you feel like the blame can be placed somewhere else as like the biggest takeaway from the Eagles Super Bowl loss? This is SmashDaLikeTV, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's your boy Be Easy. Don't forget, on the way out, smash that like button, y'all. SmashDaLikeTV, man. Smash that like button for me. And don't forget to hit the subscribe before you take the next ride. I'm out of here like Vladimir. Peace. I want to thank everyone for taking the opportunity to watch the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. On your way out the door, don't forget to smash that like button. This is called SmashDaLikeTV, so please smash that like button for me. And I'd appreciate it if you would take the time to share the video through the many social media outlets you may have. And make sure you hit the subscribe before you take the next ride. I'm out of here like Vladimir. Peace.